Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Melissa Reed and I am a mixed media artist from Pennsylvania. So today's video is really just about allowing yourself to make art for the joy of making art. And it's very hard to remember to allow ourselves to do that sometimes because it's very easy to get caught up in an idea or, maybe a commission or, excuse me, making art with the intention of possibly exhibiting or selling. But I don't know about you all, but the reason why I started making art in the first place when I was very young is just for the sheer joy of making it and seeing the paint go down on the paper and seeing the shapes come out of the pencil or the charcoal, which is what I am using here on this 6x6-inch gessoed board. This is actually a board that I am repurposing. I had done a demo, on my video, I think it was 2 or 3 videos ago, I did a top favorite image transfer video, and I showed you all how to do a transfer onto a wooden board using some matte medium. And this is actually that same board. I decided I didn't want to use that in a piece and I just wanted to repurpose it. So, if you ever want to do that, just put some gesso on it. If there's a lot of texture, you can sand it down. That didn't bother me. So I re-gessoed it and here we are. When I started working on this piece, all I really had in mind was that I wanted to use charcoal and focus on color and shape and really not worry about anything else. I'm allowing myself with this piece to go into it knowing that I may not come out with something that I love, and that's okay, because really I just want to have a little bit of a play with this and get some color down, get some shapes down, and really just very much go by feel. Now, I am an intuitive artist, so pretty much all of my art is done by feel, I guess I will say. I more start something and then react to what is on the canvas or what is on the board and go from there. But this time, I really am just not even necessarily trying to focus so much on the fundamentals of art, although because I have studied art, they're kind of ingrained in me. So it kind of comes out, whether you are intending it to or not. And there's absolutely, I love that. There's nothing wrong with it. It means I typically don't have to think about it much when I'm making a piece. But I was allowing myself to have the freedom of not even worrying about a finished outcome because that was not the goal here. It did end up in the end that I do like what I ended up with, and that's okay too, but not the goal. And it's important to allow yourself to have those moments where you are just purely creating like you did when you were 4 years old, sitting down with your blank sheet of paper and your crayons and just having fun with it. I think it's very easy to lose that as you get older, but also equally as important to really focus on trying not to. So I started on my gessoed board by taking a charcoal pencil, as I had mentioned, and very loosely making some circular marks. Now, the circles are a form that I have worked with a lot. They appear naturally and organically in a lot of my work. If you want to take a look at some of my older pieces on my Instagram account or my Etsy shop, or check out some of my other videos, there are links to all of those things in the description of this video. But I was really just going on pure instinct here. And if you find that you have trouble keeping your marks loose and unintentional when you are looking to do that, my advice to you there is to hold whatever your mark making implement is. In this case, it was my charcoal pencil. Hold it at the very back of the pencil so that your brain is not reading it as a writing tool or a drawing tool, and therefore it doesn't kind of force your hand to make more intentional marks and actually hinders that from happening. And that's how I got those nice, loose, somewhat circular shapes without trying to make them too circular there. And you'll notice that after I got that charcoal down, I went over it with a coat of my matte gel medium. And the point of that is to just keep it from smearing when I don't want it to. So that'll fix it into place. And I'm using the matte gel, so it's not going to create any kind of gloss or any effect that I might not want there. Before I put that on there, I took my finger and just kind of blended it a little bit to soften the edges and to create a tiny little bit of dimension, I guess you'd call it. I'm not really looking for that, but if that happens, that's okay. And then once that was dry, I just put a little bit of collage down with some old dictionary pages, not focusing too much on anything other than the fact that I wanted to get something down there, knowing that most of it was going to get covered up by paint most likely anyway. Because again, like I said, I just really wanted to focus on bright colors and shapes. So I used a variety of different colors on this. Once I started putting the blue and the green down, I knew that I was just going to focus on contrasting colors, so a lot of orange and red there. There are a few other colors that are going to go in too, but I really wanted a bold visual statement right off of the bat. So as I was creating this piece, I had to stop myself several times from going in a direction and really pushing an idea that I had. It's good to maybe stop and take a note on something, or take a screenshot with your phone to remind yourself of an idea that you had, but that wasn't the point of this piece. It was just to make art, to get something down. I just wanted to put some paint down. So I really had to kind of struggle with that and keep reminding myself to just keep going and grab the color that you want right now and put it down and make sure it's bright, and kind of had to keep pep talking myself the whole way through it to not be so clinical about it and focused and just really let go. And when you're used to doing something that way, it can be quite a challenge to really let yourself have that freedom, which it seems like it would be the easiest thing in the world, but at least for me, I can't speak for everyone. It can definitely be challenging. Let me know what you think. Do you have that same kind of a feeling towards it? Have you ever tried to do something kind of like I'm doing here, and it is surprising how much of a struggle it is? Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I definitely encourage all of you to give this a try, and with absolutely no intention, just sit down and make some marks and see what happens and have fun with it and pretend you're a child again. And I don't know, I had a great time doing it. I will continue to do it. It's a good exercise. It's good art therapy, in the sense of actual art therapy, and it's good art therapy to kind of reboot your artistic self and really kind of let those deep down artistic intuitions come out and be a little more present in your future work. So I grabbed some old collage papers that I had lying around and just kind of rough tore some of them to go into some of those shapes a little bit. Again, sticking with that same kind of contrasting color theme that I had going on there, but also while trying to not think about it too much, which, like I said, is very hard to do. But once you start doing it, it becomes a little bit easier. It's hard to kind of get into that frame of mind, especially if you're not in it normally and you are kind of on the other side of the spectrum there. But once you start doing it, it does become a lot easier just to continue to go with it. If you're going to do an exercise like this, and I did not take this advice during this piece, but I would next time, plan to just sit and work on it for a set period of time. Give yourself 15 or 20 minutes or an hour or whatever that time is. It doesn't matter. But try not to step away from it and come back and step away from it and come back, because while I definitely would give you that advice if you were doing a more intentional piece, and that's actually something that I do a lot with my other pieces, especially if I find that I'm getting a little bit stuck on something, I will walk away and come back with a fresh eye. But because that isn't the point with this, I'd actually recommend you just keep going with this, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it looks like. That isn't the point. The point is to just get it down there on the substrate. So I went in and kept working a little bit with the collage and grabbed a little bit of, I believe that is yellow ochre there, that I'm putting on some of those pieces, and then I had some left on the brush and just kind of went around with the shapes that are already there, filling in and just grabbing all of my different colors and adding layers and layers on top of what I had down there. And I was enjoying the way it looked, and I was enjoying the brightness of the colors next to each other. And you can see here I was starting to get a little too focused on what I was doing by taking these collage papers and setting them around. So I actually had to stop myself and back off on that and go back into just like paint mode and not think mode, which again can be very difficult. I think sometimes it's hard for us to do things like this with our art because supplies are expensive, for one thing, and we don't want to feel like we're wasting them. But I have to keep reminding myself, and I will remind all of you as well, like, it's just paint. It is paint and paper, and if you hate it, you paint over it. You can always sand it down if there's too much texture, throw some gesso on it, and you've got your canvas there again, or your board, or whatever you're working with. Or if you really just don't want to use something like that at all, use some paper. You can do this on mixed media paper, any kind of heavier paper. Or, I mean, honestly, get yourself a cardboard box and put some gesso down on it, and that can be your substrate. So you really aren't using any kind of a, you know, valuable background at all. But you might end up with something that you really like, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a beautiful piece of art done on a piece of scrap cardboard that you can hang on your wall. I have seen stuff like that hanging in galleries, no shame in it. But, you know, so if you do end up with something that you like, don't feel like it is going to just be, you know, something that no one is ever going to see, because if you want them to see it, then you can let them see it. I did go ahead and edge this painting before I did this step that I'm on right now, just because I like to do that sometimes, because it really kind of lets me see what I've got going on. And again, I probably shouldn't have with the nature of this piece, but it's just something that I did. I knew I'd probably want it there in the end anyway. So once that was on there, it gave a feel of a little bit of a more finished piece. And while I wasn't intending to make that, I did really like the direction this was going. A little bit different for me, although not really, because if you break it down into the basic components of color and shape and the circles and all of that, it does carry that theme from a lot of my older artwork. At the point that I decided I was finished adding paint, I wanted to go back in with my charcoal pencil and re-outline everything again, just to define some of those shapes. And while I was doing that, I was turning it in all different orientations, and I really kind of liked the way that it looked in several different directions. So at the end here, I'm going to do just a brief little slideshow with some of and doing all of the different orientations of the piece, and you can let me know which one you liked best. I kind of liked it the way that I was working on it, just because that's the way that I was working on it and my brain was used to seeing it that way. But it really didn't look bad in some of the other directions as well. And that's another little trick that you can do, especially if you are a mixed media abstract artist and you're not really making representational shapes. If you are using the fundamentals and principles of art, like balance and, you know, composition, then these things might jump out at you in a different direction, and you might actually have a piece that you weren't even aware that you had, just by switching the way that it's facing. But I'm blending some of those charcoal lines around all of my shapes again, just to make them stand out. I just think it gives it kind of a nice warm feeling and slight dimensionality, even though I wasn't necessarily going for that. It was just like a fun little added bonus. And I don't know, I really like the way it turned out. For not going into it with any kind of real goal in mind other than just to simply paint, I was really happy with the way that it turned out. I decided to add a couple more little circular shapes just in the charcoal there and kind of blend them in too. They are not getting painted, they're kind of just going into the background and getting absorbed into the background color, but I thought I could use something a little more there, and it looks okay. Don't love it, don't hate it. But again, you know, all in all, I'm pretty happy with the way this piece turned out. And I'm going to show you all of the different directions, and you can decide which one you like best, and you can let me know. Also, thank you all so much. I'm going to have that slideshow here in a second for you, and thank you for joining me. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you have your bell notifications. YouTube is definitely not pushing my videos. My boyfriend actually told me he did not get notified of my last video, and he has everything clicked and subscribed and liked and all of the things. So just make sure that you do too. And if you are not getting notifications, just remember that I put out a video every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can always find me on YouTube with a new video. Occasionally, I will put something out throughout the week too, usually a shorter video, but that's much more sporadic. But thank you so much for joining me, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you next week.